Good morning, dear children. So we are back again to study for our next part of the chapter time. So we have already discussed many things about time. So today a little more in details. So what are the learning objectives from this chapter? The first learning objective is able to read time. We have already discussed what is time, how to read the clocks, how can you find out the time, okay, how can you see from the clock and tell what's the time. So the first objective is to see the clock and so that you are able to read the time. The next objective is able to find the duration. Duration means suppose you have gone to your school at 8:45 and you reached the home at 3:45. So what is the time duration from the starting time to the end time? So to calculate the time duration, we need the concept of time. What is the next learning objective? Know the value of time. Time is a very important part of your life which you are regularly dealing with. So you have to know the value of time, okay? And the next learning objective is you can connect to real life situations. You know that time is a very important part which is needed in your almost everything. So you can easily connect the time to your real life situations, okay? So these are the learning objectives and which you are going to learn from this chapter, from this topic time. So whatever was explained in our last previous classes, hope you all have understood. So with that we are going to progress a little, we are going to proceed a little. So today we are going to discuss about how to find the duration between the starting time and the ending time. Starting time means when you start any activity, ending time means when you are finishing the activity. So how to calculate the time duration between these two times, the starting time and the ending time. So for the children, you all take out your maths textbook and page number 69. Page number 69, and also open your maths copies. Page number 69, you can see a yellow part is shown there. So you will first note it down in your copies. Note down the yellow part. You can see 3 lines are written there. So everybody will note it down now. First you will note it down. You can see this is the yellow part. So please note it down in your copies now. So what's written there? Duration. How will you find the duration between two activities? You have to subtract the ending time with the starting time. Okay, ending time minus starting time. So if you do it, if you do the subtraction, you will get the duration of the time taken. Now the next, what is written in the next? End time is equal to start time plus duration. That means if you are asked to find the ending time, at what time the activity ended. So how can you find it out? By adding the starting time and the time taken to do the activity. So that is the way to know the ending time. At what time the activity ended, you can find it out by adding the starting time with the time taken, the duration. And how will you find the, suppose you are asked to find the starting time, you are given the time taken and also you are given the time at which the activity ended. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to subtract. You have to subtract the end time with the duration taken, because you are going backwards. You are going to the starting time, so you have to go back. So that's why we will subtract it. And when we find the end time, you are moving forward. So you have to add it. You have to add the ending time with the starting time to get the end time. So these are the 3 things you need to remember and understand, and also you need to note it down in the copy. So I hope you all have noted it down. So now after that, let us start with the little sums so that you can understand the things very nicely. You can see page number 72. Open your maths textbooks, page number 72. Question number 2 was already discussed that day. So I will discuss the answers also with you all so that you can check your answers. And question number 1 we are going to do it today. So everybody write question number 1, page number 72 in your copies and write number A. Okay, page 72, Question 1A. This is your textbook. From the textbook you have to write. Okay. So what is given in the question? You are asked to find the duration of time in 24-hour clock from the given start time and the end time. Okay. So always remember one thing. If you are asked to find the time duration between the starting time and the ending time, the very first thing that you have to note, you have to see is that your ending time is bigger than the starting time or not. Because if you have started some activity, then always the starting time should be less than the ending time, and the ending time should be always bigger than the starting time. Because you cannot start a work at 10 a.m. and you cannot finish at 7 a.m. It's not possible. So that means when the ending time is smaller than the starting time, that means is given in 12-hour format maybe. So you have to convert it to a 24-hour format, and after converting to a 24-hour format, we can easily see that the ending time will become bigger than the starting time. So the very first thing is that you will note whether your ending time is bigger or smaller than the starting time. So if it is smaller, if the ending time is smaller, you have to make it a bigger number by converting it to a 24-hour format. And we have already discussed in our earlier class, how do we convert to a 24-hour format? We add a 12 to the hour part. Okay children, so let us start now. In question number 1A, we are given the, so I hope you will have written the question number 1 and also number A. So what is the time? What is given in our question? Starting time is given, and also you are given the end time. So what is your starting time? It's given 12, and what is our ending time? Is given 2:15. Okay, so these are the two things that is mentioned in the question, the starting time and the ending time. So now we are going to find the duration of time taken. So first, what did I tell you? You have to see whether your ending time is bigger or smaller than the starting time. So what do you see? Here the ending time is smaller than the starting time. It's 12 and it's 2. See the hour part? The ending time is 2, which is smaller than 12. So it's not possible, no, that you will start a work at 12 and you will finish at 2. It's not possible. So that means both the times are given in 12-hour format. So I said you, if the ending time is smaller than the starting time, what we have to do? We have to add a 12 to the ending time. So to convert it to a 24-hour time, which we have already discussed the last day. So I am adding a 12 to it, to the hour part. So how much do I get? 14, and on the other side I get a 15. Okay, I get a 14 as well as a 15. Please note it down everybody. Okay, so now you can see it's 14, it's more than 12, that means it's a PM part, isn't it? It's a PM. Okay, so here we can write also it's PM. So now you are asked to find the duration of time in 24-hour clock. So it's already been converted to a 24-hour clock. So let us find the duration of time now. All the children will note it down, okay? Finish noting? Note it down everybody. Okay, so what is the, just now you have written 3 lines from the yellow part. What was the first line? We have to find the duration. What we have to do? We have to subtract the ending time with the starting time. So that only we are going to do now. Ending time minus the starting time. So what is our ending time? Which one is the ending time? This is your ending time. And which is the starting time? This is the starting time. So this number will be subtracted with this number. So 14 15 subtracted with this number. So whenever we subtract, we do the hour part separately and the minute part again separately. So 15 and 0 is there. So 14 and 12, how much do you get? 14 minus 12? After 12, 13, 14. So you get 2. So the hour part is 2. And subtract the minute part, it's already 15 and 0 means always 15. So it's 15. So that means the time duration that is taken is 2:15. That means your final answer will be, there is no space, so I am writing it here. Okay. In 24-hour format you have to write. So the answer will be, this is a 12-hour format, isn't it? Because I have written PM there. So let me convert it to a 24 hours format. We need a 4-digit number to convert it to a 24-hour format. So 0 to 15H. So that means this is the final answer in the 24-hour format. 2 hours 15 minutes. So children, please note it down. I am giving you 1 minute. Okay children, I think you all have done it. So let me show you one more example. Now after finishing this, everybody will write question number 1, we have done number A right now. So now we will write the question of number E. Okay, number E. So we will do it in the same process. So question number E is written. So let me write what is the starting time and what is the ending time. The starting time is 5:56 and the ending time is 7:57. So here you compare the ending time and starting time. The ending time is 7 in the hour part, the starting time is 5 in the minute part. So it's already a bigger number. So do you need to convert? No, we don't need to convert because it's already a bigger number. Okay. So let us find the time duration. Okay, we are going to find the duration of time. So which is again same. Ending time minus the starting time. So subtract, which will come first? The ending number will come first, the ending time. 7:57 subtract 5:56. So I will subtract the hour part first. 7 minus 5 and 57 minus 56. The minute part, the hour part you subtract separately. What is in the hour part? 7 and 5. So I have subtracted. And what is in the minute part? After the colon comes the minute part. 57 and 56 is there. So I will subtract 57 and 56 separately. So 7 and 5 if I subtract, how much do I get? I get 2. And if I subtract 57 and 56, I get 1. So don't write only 1, make it 0, 1. If you write 1, it will mean 10. So that will be a wrong thing. So you write 0, 1. That means 1 minute, 2 hours. So you convert it to a 24-hour format now. We need a 4-digit number. So 2 can be written as 02 and it's 01 means it will be like this. And you also need to write a age as you are asked to write the answer in 24-hour format. So please note it down everybody. So after you complete this, after you finish watching the video, now your classwork will be to do the remaining sums of question number 1. we have done number A and E for our classwork. So your after watching the video, your classwork, that is your classwork, not your homework, you will do it in the period itself. So you will do number B, number C, number D. Okay, B, C and D, you will do it after watching the video. Now I will discuss with you all the answers of number 2, which I have already given you all in the beginning. So just check your answers, everybody. If any mistakes are there, do correct it right now. So I think you all have completed this. So now you see page number 73, question number 2, which we have already done. I am just discussing the answers so that you can check your answers. The first clock, this was the page. So the first clock, what is the time showing in the first clock? What is the time showing in the first clock? The hour hand is on 5. And where is the minute hand? The minute hand is on 1. And what is written here? Evening time. So you have to read the 9 times on the clock and write them in 12-hour format as well as 24-hour format. So if it's evening time, it will be PM in a 12-hour clock. And you can see, since it is evening, so in the 24-hour format, it is more than 12. So you have to count it 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that means 17 hours, 5 minutes have gone. From 12 to 1, 5 minutes have gone. So in 12-hour format, in 12-hour, the time will be 5:05 PM. And in 24-hour, the time will be after 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17, then no colon this time. Only 05. You need a 4-digit number to write a 24-hour clock time. So this is the answer of number A. The answer of number B will be, please check your answers, everyone. If any confusions are there, you can ask me the next day. In the clock number B, you can see the hour hand is between 2 and 3. That means it has crossed 2. So you can take it as 2 and it's written afternoon, so it will be PM. So how many minutes have gone? How many minutes have gone? You see your minute hand. It has crossed 6, and after 6, the first division, the second division. So it's touching the second one, isn't it? After 6 is touching the second one. That means 2 minutes. That means up to 6, how many minutes? 30, and then 2 minutes more. So it will be 36. So how 30 minutes? 5. How many 5 you are getting between 12 and 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are getting 6 5. So 6 5 is 30. So 30 minutes and 2 minutes more. So it is 32 minutes. 32 PM because it's afternoon. And in 24 hour, it will remain same. The minute part will remain same. So what will happen to the hour part? 2 o'clock means after 12, 13, 14. So 14, 32 hours. Answer number C. Morning time. It's the morning time. So in 12-hour clock, the morning time will be, it will be AM now. It is not touched, it will still, so it will be 11. And it is between 10 and 11, the minute hand. So that means 2 minutes have gone. So up to 10 it's 50. So it will be 52. 52 AM. And what will be the time in the 24 hour? It will be again 11 because it's less than 12. 11 and 52 each. Now answer of number D. In the afternoon time, it's the afternoon time. So it has not touched 12. So we will consider the hour part as 1 and a colon in between. So where is your minute hand? It has crossed 7. That means up to 7 is 35 minutes. So after 7, it has gone 2 minutes more. So 35, 36, 37 PM is afternoon time. And in 24 hour, it will be how much? Since it is afternoon time, so it has not crossed 2, so it will be 13 and 37 hours. Now number E. I will also share this answer in the Google Classroom so that you can again check it from there. Number E. It's the evening time. So the time will be PM. So your hour hand is less than 8. So you will consider the hour hand as 7. And what is the minute part? Your minute part is less than 9, you can see. So up to 9 is 45 minutes. So 1 minute less. So it will be 44 minutes. 44 evening time. So it will be PM. And in 24 hours, the time is 7 will become how much? 19. 1944H. And last, the answer of number F is a night time. So in 12 hours, it will be PM again. It is not crossed 11, so it will be 10. And the minute hand is after 9. After 9, 1 minute more. So 41 PM, since it's night time. And in 24 hours, the timing will be, it's less than 11, so 10 means, what will be 10? If you count from 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that means 10 is 22. So it will be 22 and the minute part will remain same, 41 hours. So I hope you all have checked it. Okay, thank you. I will send this in the Google Classroom also. You can check it properly. Okay children, so do your classworks and send in Google Classroom. Thank you.